We talk football and current events, sitting and chatting with the very best guests, with two Scottish boys and we're loving it. So if you like witty banter, check the former #1 podcast on iTunes, Sitting and Chatting.
Hello and welcome back to the Sitting and Chatting podcast.
You fucked up there.
What's wrong with that?
You fucked up. The tradition is, hello, welcome back to the Sit and Chat podcast. I'm Whyte, I'm Allan, and you've just added... Nah, you've ruined it.
Okay, do you know what?
First time back and he's ruined my experience.
It's fine, because I can fix this for everyone, okay?
Right.
It's coming, Rome. It's coming, Rome. It's coming. Football's coming, Rome.
It's an emergency call there. Right. Wanker.
We'll get into the football in a wee bit, but...
Nah, well, no. Viewers don't like the football chat, you know.
No, we will,
So,
but...
No,
they love it. They love it.
No, statistically they go off when we start talking about the dreaded word, so we'll avoid it. First podcast back in the scenery.
Fucking popo, I think we say.
Popo's out.
But yeah, as you can see, first time in person since the week before I left for Jersey, which was back in September. So nearly a full year since we've done these back in person.
It's a fair time ago.
And it feels nice to have the camera back, it feels nice to be on audio. If obviously you're listening to this on Spotify, you might want to check out YouTube, because banger of a set that's been set up by yours truly. One thing I will say, I've had this, to let it behind the curtain, I've had this now set up since about February, ready to go, waiting for that day where COVID ended, and of course it did, and then we were busy, and then I was like, right, we're now ready, we can get back into it, and then the camera didn't work, but now all is well, fingers crossed, because I will kill myself otherwise if it isn't.
Nah, we're back to normal, back to the beautiful scenery.
Tried and tested.
Back to the fucking sweatbox.
We have literally came back as well in the fucking middle of a heat wave in Scotland.
We're talking 20 odd degrees every single day.
Yeah, and
for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
which is
and
just horrid.
for the viewers, we've got a tiny fan, which I don't know about you, but I'm not really getting any
I'm
cold
getting
air.
fuck off it as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, I'm getting fuck off it as well.
But
The doors are closed, the windows are closed, obviously to give you at home the better, atmosphere. We've got a big fucking light box pointed at us as well, and we're surrounded by two big bastards sweating their tits off, so, it's going to be a fun wee hour or so.
aye, well, we hope, just if it doesn't get loaded, one of us have died.
I mean, mate, that's quality views. I hope the one that didn't die uploads it for that alone.
Oh, 100%. I just hope it's me that dies, because I can't edit.
It's actually a good point. We are literally fucked if I go.
So if I snuff it, then it's fine. Hundreds of views for that.
It's fine. You can hire Dylan to do it
I know.
for free.
Aye.
Because they're good friends, and a co-host of the show, he would do it for free.
He would do.
I do it for free. I don't get paid for it. Why should he?
This is true. I back that.
Now, for those that are watching on YouTube, you can maybe see a wee new wall behind us, a wee new addition to it. Should we jump in straight away with the new section?
Aye, go for it, aye.
Yes.
No, just to put it in perspective, above my head here is the shade category, and then on this side, if you can't read it, there's quality. So there's that. We'll get into it straight away, fuck it. But just in case you couldn't see, one side's quality, and the other side is shite. I just happen to be sitting at the shite side.
Yeah, nothing against you. It's just,
No, it's fine, I get it. I see. Bear in mind, I was going to sit at the start.
that's about a good side, whereas Jamie has nothing but good sides, so he has
He's
to.
fucking no wrong, so.
You've got to help a man out,
Exactly. Right, so let's
I'm really just doing it to feed his ego. Right, anyway, so basically what's going to happen is here, it's a new section, so I think we'll discuss it afterwards, but I think the way we might do it going forward is either we'll do it like maybe 5 a week of like a set category, or we'll do it randomised each week. Basically, we're just going to get random stuff on the board, so it might be a list of anything here. And me and Jamie have got to come to the conclusion whether if it is quality or whether if it's shite. not based on anything other than our own personal views. Now, before we get into it, of course, there might be some arguments because famously on this podcast, me and Jamie don't agree with very much.
Well, it's because you're typically wrong.
Well, no, I think it's because you're typically wrong, but
We'll
see. Well, you never know though, right? We might fully agree on everything here. So the way it's going to work, obviously, I'm going to bring something out of the wonderful envelope at random. We're just going to have a wee discussion whether we think it's shite or quality. Obviously, the further down that way it goes, the more shite it is. The further up this way it goes, the more quality it is. If me and Jamie both agree 50-50 on something, or like he's 100% shite, I'm 100% quality, get slap bang in the middle, alright?
Yep.
So,
I'll back it.
the first one, do you want me just to go for a random pick and mix? You know, just like pick something out
I'll
random?
dip him.
Right.
I'll dip him.
Pick one out though.
Right. There's a fair fucking few in here.
I went on the printer.
Right, okay, so...
What is the first one?
Right, panel shows.
Panel shows, right, okay.
Yeah.
Panel shows, you know, typical, you know, like traditional TV. We've ripped off, we've came up with original ideas for our own podcast for a few.
So to give you an idea of panel shows, right, 8 out of 10 cats.
Yep.
Cat Stores Countdown.
Yep. Never mind the Buzzcocks. Would I lie to you? Or would I lie to you?
Question of Sport. There's a few.
Yeah.
We digress because we could be here all day. But
What's your opinions on them? What's your feelings towards them?
I enjoy the comedic ones. I don't enjoy standard shows. Like I wouldn't sit and watch Countdown.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I'm more, I suppose, going down the sort of comedy.
So comedic wise, they serve their purpose.
Yep.
I've watched 8 out of 10 cats multiple times.
Yeah.
I prefer to watch the funny bits rather than the full episodes.
Alright, okay.
And it's the same with kind of most of it, to be honest. Like you see, what's the one with that guy, the Irish guy?
Mock of the Week.
Mock of the Week. Right. Yeah. So I've watched the funny parts. You know, like he puts a category up, and they all go and make jokes. That brilliant, but I'd only watch that part.
Okay.
The rest of it, I think, quite boring.
Right.
So I wouldn't sit down and use my time to watch it. But I'm gonna, for the funny bits, they serve their purpose. Therefore, I'd say very, very marginal in the quality section for me.
Okay. For me, I'd probably be about maybe 3/4 of the way on quality. So should we go about halfway?
So would you sit and watch them?
Yeah, no. Like, I mean, growing up, like me and my mum, like growing up in our household, like one of our things to do, you know, Saturday night. Yeah, I'd say about there. You know, Blue Ticket. One of the things we'd like to do, you know, sit and watch a wee bit of, you know, like Saturday night panel shows, like before I was, you know, too young to go out, sort of thing.
So like I'd watch, see like on a Saturday night, like I'd watch like Saturday Night Takeaway or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
That'd be the sort of shows I'd watch, like the X Factor, like when I was a wee guy.
Oh really? Yeah. See, I always found them dull as fuck as well.
Oh, it is fully, but like now.
Oh yeah.
You watch it and you'd be like, right, that's fine, but like as of then, it was half decent, I suppose.
Yeah, no, I think they are. I think they're one of the few still good things left on TV, if that makes sense. I don't want to I fully understand why folk rip into TV because there's a lot of shite on there. But I do think, like, you know, considering I don't watch too much of it, I don't want to be too harsh on it. But I would say stand-up shows are still probably one of my more favourite or panel shows. Are still one of my more favourite things on there. Okay. I'm next on the list then. See, that was fairly well done. That's one. Do you want, you know, since this is the first one, you want to go for 10 then, since, you know, it's a new segment, you know, we're starting it.
We'll wing it.
Right. Musicals.
Okay.
Or plays, I suppose,
Right,
to wherever
I
you are.
started off the argument with this, so
okay.
Feel free to hit me with it.
Right. I'm not a very well educated man, as you know. I know I went to uni, but as you can tell by this voice and, you know, these podcasts, I'm not the smartest of guys.
No.
So they're not my thing. I'm saying it right now. I can't really be one of these people that sits there and like sort of watches it. I find it kind of nothing pisses me, which is weird, right? Nothing like I love, like, you know, live performances of music. I love you know, I love like all that kind of stuff. Yeah. I love like, you know, proper shows. However, what I would say is there's nothing more that pisses me off in this world than, you know, there's a narrative going on the stage, you know, a story's trying to be getting told, and then they break, shut up, stop the story by carrying on and fucking prancing about, you know, singing a load of shite basically. Because let's be honest here, not everyone's a jack of all trades. You're probably either really good at acting or really good at singing. It's unlikely you're probably good at both. And if you are really good at singing, it makes all the other bits kind of painful, and it means something that might be like fucking 3 hours long or whatever, maybe an hour of that's a bit of story, and the rest of it's, you know, covers. So I'd be not all the way down at shite, I'd probably be about halfway down shite. What about you?
All the way down at shite.
All the way down at shite, right, well. So, is that your contribution? It's just utter shite.
Right. You know something, I don't mind plays as in like, see when Still Game was live.
Yeah.
I don't mind that.
No, that I can.
I don't like that idea of a play, but when it's musicals, shite. Utter.
Joe as well, right? Joe as well, right? It's the worst bit as well, right? I love being the panto. Like, it's been a long time since I've been to the panto, but like, say as a bairn, I love the panto. And it is basically a musical, but I just find it a more entertaining version.
I like the ones that tell a story at some point. I wouldn't sit and watch it, don't get me wrong, I would never ever sit and watch it, right? But see, like when you see it on the telly, you were visiting your gran or whatever, and she had it on the telly, you'd sit there and
like Christmas or that.
Aye, you'd be sitting watching it and you'd be like, and you would lose track of time because it was just there.
Aye.
But I would never sit and watch it now.
Right.
And I would only ever watch like Still Game live or Burniston live or something. I would never ever.
That's fair.
Ever go to a musical.
Yeah. Right.
So for that reason, utter shite.
Go and then put it near the end, not all the way. You're just going to fill in all the way at the end. The democracy's already out the window.
Utter shite.
Right, go on. Have a wee dip in the picky mix. I'm enjoying this though, to be fair.
Oof, right, this is interesting. So it's Nintendo.
Nintendo.
So as
everything,
I'm assuming?
Everything Nintendo related. So, okay, so it's a wee bit difficult, right? Because, right, you think back into the glory days,
like,
right?
hold on a second here, right?
Okay.
Going straight into Nintendo, right?
Right.
The Wii is the best console, right?
Aye.
Family orientated console.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ever been made.
100%.
And it will never be topped. Let's
Oh
get
yeah,
that
no,
crystal
never.
clear. When I was a wee guy, I used to play the Halo on the Xbox on my dad, like the first Xbox.
Yeah, the original.
And you used to enjoy that, don't get me wrong, right? But then see when the Wii came out, different gravy.
Wii Sports.
We still bring it out every Christmas, like to this day.
That's sort of mindset up.
100% best console, family orientated console ever. They've obviously made other products that's took off, like, I don't get me wrong, like the Switch.
It's still pretty decent.
It's still, I've never used it for like more own reason, but I've bought it before.
Yeah.
I know Dylan's got one, he uses it often, so I know it was that massive craze, like, don't get me wrong, like, see, because we sell them where I work, there's, you seen the craze, it was like, fucking, do you use these switches, do you use these switches, do you use these switches, and we were like, aye. You know, and for that reason, you knew it was good or very popular at least.
Aye.
But they've never really done nothing else, have they?
Nah, so, I mean, like, the Nintendo 64 back in the day, which was like the big one, but that's kind of before years of my time. I didn't really have that, so I can't really comment on that. I can only talk about the current. And it's really weird, right, because Nintendo were innovative, how do you pronounce it? Like,
I know, you're right.
Yeah, with their consoles, right? But I always felt like their games were lacking. So, like, see, for example, like, right, so see, thinking back to like the 360, PS4, PlayStation 2, any of them consoles, you and I could sit here for hours and name, like, great games on those consoles, right? Let's think about it here. The greatest game that ever came out on, like, the Wii was Wii Sports, and that came with all of them to start with. It never really went well.
It was like Wii,
I mean, like, don't get
Wii Resort.
Yeah, Wii Resort, and I mean, like, there was a few other ones I enjoyed, like Sam and Max, Raven Rabbits, all that kind of gear, but I never thought Nintendo's games ever matched up to, like, their consoles, if that makes sense. No. And you can see it now, right? So I've had this Switch now for nearly 4 years, right? I still enjoy playing, like, Mario Party and Mario Kart with, like, mates and that if they're around. But apart from that, I do not use it for anything else. I played the new Pokemon on it. that was about it. I've like occasionally every month I'll be like, especially during lockdown, it's like, oh, I wonder like what sort of games out. Look through it, nothing that's interesting to me.
Right.
It's just that thing of like, I think they're so far behind like Xbox and PlayStation when it comes to actual games, especially nowadays compared to like back in the day.
Yeah.
Plus also a pretty dodgy company when it comes to like, you know, trying to ban like esports and all that kind of shit. So I want to put them relatively high because they're innovative, but I also don't want to give them too much credit. I think maybe like just on quality, I think.
I like it. I like it.
There's a wee bit of blue tick. I'm enjoying this actually, this is good fun.
Whoa.
Yeah, say that's about fair. Oh, something I think both you and me will like. Grind music.
Right, okay.
What's your thoughts and feelings?
I've always, ever since I got introduced to it, I've always liked it.
Yeah.
Some probably my favourite artists to this day are grime artists, so I like the idea of it, I like the style of it,
Yeah.
I like the fact that it's worldwide even though you might not think it is.
Aye.
Like Americans listen to, you know, Dave and Stormzy and all that, and
Aye.
they don't understand it, but they get the concept of like the drill side of it, like
Yeah.
how fast paced and how they're just talking. It's not easy. Let's be honest, it's not easy to do. So
Aye.
you know these cunts are really talented. But aye, most of my music is grime related, so for me it's fucking quality.
Yeah.
It's got its ups and downs.
I was going to say, I thought with the way you're chatting there, you're about to
Aye.
include a bot in there.
It's got its ups and downs.
Aye.
You know, obviously they talk about stuff that's no PG. You know, whether it's
I think that's fine though if you look back at rap music from any other
but
period.
they talk about like knife crime as in,
Aye,
like
yeah.
shanking the place up. Like you didn't get that back in the old days. Like you get Eminem, who was like, he was a kind of big man who spoke out about actual hurting yourself and that
Yeah.
sort of side. Like Biggie and Tupac led the way for like crime, crime on the black people.
Yeah.
Like they led the way with that about racism and how they were treated, and then the NWA came in. So they've got their own part of racism and here's what happens in our world. And then Eminem brought in the idea of being the only white man,
Aye.
you know, in the trailer park. You know the story. But then grime brings a whole different aspect. It's about fucking in London, in the fucking ends, getting shanked, killing people, drug dealing. It's like, it's mad to think about that it's aired on radio. You know?
Yeah.
But
It does. It's a testament though to how popular it is now that they can't really not put it on the radio in that sense.
I know songs came like Stormzy wasn't he didn't sell it, but he became more of a mainstream.
Pop artist,
He
yeah.
became more mainstream because his songs were catchy rather than telling a story.
Yeah.
Like one of the best artists is JK, and he just talks about stuff that can't be aired on the radio, but it's phenomenal.
No, I mean,
it is quality for me.
I mean, you know as well. Like a lot of my playlists now are just grime orientated. I wouldn't say that I'm maybe as knowledgeable as you, and I would say a lot of my stuff is more older compared to a lot of newer grime. But I still think the fucking genre's class, and there's nothing that gets me in the mood for more, especially if I'm like driving, than like putting on the grime playlist. So I think for me personally, right here.
Aye.
It's right all the way at the top, and I know that'll annoy a few people. That was me to pick there, wasn't it? On you go.
West side, no,
Fuck up.
right.
What you got there?
No, fuck's sake. Sitcoms.
You don't seem impressed. Go on.
No, it's just the picture you use for it's obviously Friends, which will.
I mean, it's just, I mean, it is the aye. I mean, it's the most well recognised sitcom. Let's put it that way.
Sitcoms is hard for me, right? Because I've watched a few,
Right.
but it's not been like the mainstream ones, like Friends. Like I've seen Only Fools and Horses,
Oh.
Which-
Still my favourite show. to
which
this
is
day.
top tier by the way. If you've not watched it,
You
go
are.
fucking watch it.
Yeah, no, you are a fucking disgrace if you've not
Um,
watched Fools and Horses.
But like the American ones, like The Big Bang Theory.
Load of pish.
Aye, I've watched it and it put me off watching Friends. But there's other ones, you know, 2.5 Men,
Yeah.
It's alright.
Aye.
Quite funny.
It's good background for
Aye.
that kind of music.
But to be honest, in general, sitcoms do not excite me at all. But I would watch them, so they serve a purpose. Again, it's a bit like fucking...
They don't excite me anymore, if that makes sense. Like, it's not like I guess that thing of I'm not turning on the TV at night looking to do fucking, like, put on a sitcom or something like that I might have done. But I mean, like, I think it's kind of as well, like you're saying, there's not really many great ones at the moment. So, like, all the ones that I still rewatch this day normally are kind of around anywhere from the 70s to the late 90s, I would say, is kind of my region.
Like, sitcoms that come up, I'm on Netflix now, and the sitcoms that come up, like, they just don't excite me at all.
Read them out someone.
Right, so, obviously, I don't know if this is going to play it loud, I really hope it doesn't. That doesn't. So, obviously, The Big Bang Theory, Friends is the two most popular.
Yeah.
To me, that's mind-blowing anyway.
You said you never watched Friends, so had you yet?
No, not really.
Yeah.
There's then, obviously, Modern Family.
Not seen.
Never seen it. Rick and Morty. Seen it. Quite funny.
There's parts of it that are funny.
The Office.
I still haven't seen it, but I've heard everyone rave about it.
Everybody says it's funny. I've seen the clips.
Yeah, I've seen the clips. I mean, the clips are pretty decent, but...
The Vampire Diaries, never seen it.
Sounds like a load of pish.
Aye. Teen Wolf, like, just shite. And
See, is that no... maybe here we're getting confused, because everything you just mentioned there is American sitcoms. See, if you were wanting to do if we were just doing American sitcoms and only that...
what British sitcoms are you talking?
Fools and Horses, Fawlty Towers...
so Fools and Horses top tier.
Yeah.
Beyond belief.
Yeah.
I've never seen Fawlty Towers.
Class as well. Honestly, my mind's going blank now. Porridge, Still Open All Hours. What else am I missing out on? Vicar of Dibley. Yeah.
Half decent.
See, like any British sitcoms, I'm like 3/4 of the way over. If we're talking, but see, like American sitcoms for the most part, and I still enjoy Friends. I know the backlash might hate me, but like, bar that, like 99% of American sitcoms for me are all the way down and shite.
To be honest, based on the US v UK, I would sit it right in the middle, because Friends, like for most people, is God tier.
Yeah.
Which would imply up here.
Yeah.
But the rest of America is here with the rest of them.
That's
We've
fair.
got one massive one in the UK, which is obviously the only Frozen Horses, which would be up here, but the rest are average.
I don't think that's fair to say average. I think there is. I just named there like about 5 or 6 that I would feel is class. The trouble is, I suppose, everyone that I did name there, well, actually not going out as well, but apart from, right, okay, so that's one that I can think of that's sort of post-2000s that I still watch.
Have you ever seen The Royal Family?
Royal Family as well, yeah, class.
That's top tier as well, so
Yeah.
I'd maybe lean a ball here and here, just for the UK side of it.
Right, for me as well, I'm probably going about halfway, so put it in line with,
Panels.
yeah, you got a bit more to it.
No. It's a tough one, because obviously, like I say, it's US v UK.
Yeah, I think
for the
it's,
most part.
yeah, and it's that thing as well, if I do, like, I don't want to sound like a fucking old man, but I think it's that thing of just like, I do think it was probably better back in the day. Right. Oh! He said, I've just realised what I picked out as well. It's calm in Rome, it's calm in Rome, football's coming Rome.
Pick another one.
Absolutely not. Serie A football. Thoughts, feelings?
It's
Glory days of back when Channel 5 used to have the...
It's a glorified French league.
No, that's harsh.
Actually.
No, that's harsh.
The league is dead now. Dead bone. Your players like Chiellini, Bonucci are coming out of their game. They're at the end of their time. The Serie A for me was always a league that was amazing because defending was an art.
Yeah.
You know, the games were maybe 1-2-0, but it would be phenomenal.
Very
to watch.
tactical.
Aye, and defending was an art to them, whereas now it's just shite.
No, that's not
it's
fair.
shite. Like,
That's not
seriously, they put Ronaldo out there. He's done nothing.
That's it. He scored about like fucking 25 goals each year.
Like I said, the defending is no longer there.
Right.
So it's you know, and when put Ronaldo in any league and he's scoring 25 goals, I don't care who he plays for, because that's what makes him up there with the best for a reason. Him and Messi are superhuman, and I hate the argument on Messi couldn't do it in this league and push. Ronaldo could go to England, he'd get 25 goals. He could go to Serie A, get 25 goals. He could go to the French league, get 50 goals. He could go to Scotland and get 10 goals. It doesn't matter. Right? But honestly, right, the Serie A for me is just a glorified French league. It's better than the French league, but at least for the French league you get to see Mbappe and Neymar, whereas in the Serie A you get to see fucking Lukaku.
No, but I kind of still, nah, but like I still like, for one I'm glad now as well, like that Juve didn't win it this year. That was nice to see.
The only good thing they come out of the Serie A this season was the fact that
I know, but they've got like so much heritage as well, like teams like Inter, you've got AC, you've got fucking new teams like Atlanta, well not Napoli are new, but like they've had like a resurgence in recent years. Yeah, I just love watching, like yeah, you're saying the defending isn't there, but also in place of that you are seeing some like stunning attacking football now in a sense.
I've watched the Serie A on a semi-regular, but I'd say I'd maybe watch about 10 games a season, right? Which for if I spread across leagues is a fair amount. And I'd say I watch majority of my Juventus games, and then
the way you say that pisses me off.
I know.
Juventus, what an absolute cunt.
And then I say Juve.
I know, yeah, exactly. You're wrong.
I don't give a fuck though. And then the rest of them are AC games.
Yeah.
The AC are just not got it anymore.
Oh, I mean, like they had a good start last year. They just kind of fell off by the end.
I don't know, the ideology of a team like AC Milan, right, having a player like Donnarumma, right, and then letting them go on a free to the French league.
Yeah, but it's PSG.
Doesn't matter. Makes me want to set fire to the league. It's no other. The boy is a hero, right?
Yeah.
Not only for his country now, but for AC, he kept him in the league for the majority of the season. He was phenomenal, and he always is. The boy's fucking younger than us.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, he's about 8 foot taller than us. he's younger than us, and he's got so much talent. You've let him go on a free to the Farmers League. Tell me in what world that's alright.
It's a good question.
It's not alright. And it's the same purpose for Liverpool, letting a player like Gini Wijnaldum leave on the terms he did to, again, the Farmers League.
It's that thing though, if they both want probably extra money and also, you know, the challenge.
Real Madrid let fucking Sergio Ramos go on a free to the Farmers League. What's the world came to? The league is fucking shite. There's one team. One fucking team.
Well, they still didn't win it though last year.
Aye, you fucking fluke. It'll never happen again. They're going another 10
Are you telling me they're not going to win it again this year?
No. Honestly, I'd back my fucking life on it. They're fucking...
After signing Ramos, Wijnaldum and fucking Donnarumma.
Aye, but Donnarumma's gone back to Italy on loan for a year.
Is it? Is it? I didn't even see that.
Again, mind blowing. So they've took Donnarumma and went, got Donnarumma on a free.
What, they loaned him back to AC?
Aye. Arguably the best keeper of this year. Right?
Yeah.
And played the tournament of the Euros, won the Euros for his team. That's fine, we'll keep Keylor Navas in goals. Why? Because we're in a fucking Farmers League. They're an embarrassment. Honestly. But see, the thing is, their wage bills increase so much that PSG will need to offload 4 or 5 players, or Mbappe, or Neymar. So it's going to become interesting. Hence why everybody keeps thinking Liverpool's going to go in for Mbappe.
Which will never happen.
Dream on.
Yeah. Right, go on then. Where on the board do you
put it? Here.
See, I'm probably putting it a bit liable of panel shows, so it looks like it has to go in the middle. Exactly on the line. No, I'm fucking you simmered down, cunt.
Let's go and move it to this. So.
Right, 1 second before we...
Yeah.
Just double checking something. Yep, all good. Just make sure it's still recording.
So we'll fire it right fucking near in the other shite section.
No.
Because it's worthy of
No, it's not. What have we done now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On you go. your second-last pick. What have you got?
Bond.
Bond! James Bond!
I think there's no discussion really needed, to be honest. But, we digress. It's fucking incredible, isn't it? Let's be honest.
It is fucking incredible. The great... No, is it great? I know it's biased as fuck, but I always argue
it's the greatest
there is
movie franchise.
I mean, like, yeah, you know, like, I'm a massive, like, film nerd and all that. Like, there is so many flaws with it. No, wait, hold on a second. Just
preempt that.
Okay, that's fine. Right, as someone that, you know, studied media and all that, I can now see, like, watching these back, all the flaws with these films.
Yeah.
But I just do not care. There is something about it. I feel like I've always, like, had, like, an interest in, like, recent history, if that makes sense. So, like, periods in time, like, not long before I was born, like, and I love, like, looking back on it and, like, seeing, like, Sean Connery in the 60s in, like, America driving, like, an Aston Martin. It's just anything I'd do to be there in that moment.
Honestly, I think it's testimony to how far technologies came. Because when you go back and look at these movies and you see the flaws in the film, whether it be the way something's shot or the way the storyline goes when it could clearly take another turn.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter because we're talking back fucking 25, 30 years ago.
No, longer.
Aye, granted.
1962, the first one.
Aye.
Wait a minute, hold on, that's fucking, what?
70.
Fucking 60 years old next year, that film franchise.
Aye.
60 years old!
But even going back 25 years ago when movies were, there's still mistakes in it, but it's marginal. You see from the very first Bond movie onwards how it improves to nowadays, frightening. There's not been a bad movie. No, there's been questionables.
There is, but I'd still consider those like guilty pleasures, like you know, like if you're just feeling ill, or if like you know it's maybe a rainy day outside, you can't be arsed doing something. None better than just whacking on like Bond.
Aye, so going out on a night out and having a shag of 3, it's good, but you didn't want to do it. But it was fucking good anyway. That would be the way I'd see it.
That's human's life.
Nah, he thinks I'll get freeze.
Yeah, you're right, too.
Once. That movie, that franchise it will never be matched. Never. Right. But for me, it's quality.
Do you know what genuinely though is the maddest thing ever though, right? So, see up until last week, right? It had like the most installments out of any film franchise ever, right? It was last week. It's now drawn level with Marvel, right? Marvel by the end of this year will have more films because they're releasing another 2 this year. So they're going to overtake Bond, even if Bond releases another one this year. So if they release their 25th one this year, they're then going to be like 1 behind or something like that.
The difference is when Marvel's got about 18 different characters with fucking thousands of different movies.
But that's the weird. That like in all credit though to like Marvel, like it's taken 60 years for them to produce 25 films. Marvel's done it in like what 10, 15, something like that. But
I never understood the fascination of Marvel as well.
In all honesty though, I don't think it deserves to be here. I think it deserves to go in its own wee category, off the board, to the side. It's that good, it goes off the board.
The board's there for a purpose.
But it's that good, it's not even on the
board.
Oh, you want me to go back? Okay.
I want you to put it right on the edge. Right on the edge. Right.
I'm not going to do that in case it says fire to it, but...
fuck it, don't worry about that.
Right, who's that just went to you? But
nah.
It's class. Oh, another one then. You and me both watch a lot of Sidemen. Oh, well, actually, sorry, I've just seen your Rob actually put this as YouTube groups.
Right.
In general.
I mean, there is only one.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Right, so here's the thing, right? So Sidemen for us is top tier, right? Don't know about you, but I watch it weekly when they're
Yeah.
you know, their main channels is something that's kinda on and off. If I've uploaded and I see it, I'll watch it. But it's not something I don't, you know, I've not got reminders on. But every Sunday before it fail, I know what I'm doing. At 6 or thereabout.
Well, look, 'cause I'm uploading a podcast.
But as in for other groups, so such as previous ones like Team 10, you know, you're sitting up right down here, right?
People like Vlog Squad.
Aye, so I've never watched Vlog Squad, I've never watched Team 10.
I know it's probably controversial considering not many people like David Dobrik. I actually thought his videos were pretty class. If you take away the controversy and the shite that obviously...
David Dobrik's actually good, his podcast is pretty good as well.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Quite enjoy his
It's
podcast.
not quite the Sin and Chan podcast.
No, and if he wants to as one as a wee kind of laugh.
We'll think of it, we'll consider it.
Aye. But, you know, the other UK one, with Chunks and Philly and...
Well, Beta.
No Philly, but aye. Beta Squad, again, top tier content. But it's not a knockoff of the Simon because they do have some original ideas.
Yeah.
But they'll never match what the Simon's got, do you know what I mean? But their humour's fucking brilliant.
See, I think it was like 2 weeks ago or something like that. I don't know if you have this, like, see on like your YouTube account, like, say if you're subscribed to someone for a certain amount of time, it gives you like a wee notification thing. So, KSI was the first person I subscribed to on YouTube, and back in like, I don't know when it was, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, it got a thing saying, oh yeah, like 10-year anniversary or something like that.
Mental, wasn't it?
Which is fucking mind blowing. And bear in mind as well, I probably was watching them before that as well, before I had a YouTube account.
Oh, it's
So-
mad to think about.
Yeah, and I mean, same with Simon's like someone that I've seen. Literally, obviously I was probably more obsessed back in the day, but I have still seen every single video, like main channel video he's ever uploaded. Same with JJ. And I mean, don't get me wrong, the main channels are not as what they used to be, because obviously the group channels now it's taken off. And I know we're only talking about them, but at the end of the day it's only really them that matters. Because I mean,
I watch Beta Squad every time they upload.
I actually enjoyed the E-Boys stuff when that was kicking about.
Terrible statement, but anyway. But I suppose that's your guilty pleasure if you will.
Aye. So where would you put it? Because bear in mind we have 3 YouTube groups as a whole, not just the Simon.
Well, I watch Simon on a regular.
Yeah, so do I.
Religiously. Like that's my source of telly, effectively.
Maybe a bit like Hearsay.
Aye, but the other shite groups that come with the term YouTube groups brings it away fucking down. So I'd say you're right about here where this fucking line is would be the ticket. Thanks for that Team 10, scummy cunts. But aye, that's probably fair, to be honest.
Who went there? Was that me?
No, it was
your last pick then?
This is the last pick, isn't it?
Nah, one more. Because you went first. What you got?
Board games.
Ooh, board games. Blast in the past. I'll be honest, I probably only ever play them at Christmas. You?
Barely even Christmas, to be honest.
Yeah.
Rare. Very fucking
I can enjoy like a day with like the family, or like like an hour or so playing with like the family, like Christmas, or like if it's like maybe my mum or my grand's birthday, I can enjoy like an hour doing that.
Like, I'll play cards.
Yeah.
No board game as such.
Yeah, it's not really a board game. Man.
I'd happily play Monopoly.
Yeah.
Pass his time, good laugh. Always under the ages, so it's fun. Other than that,
Never enjoyed a wee bit of Snakes and Ladders.
nah, never Cluedo, none of them.
I, as a Wayne, had the Bob the Builder board game, which is the greatest board game of all time, and I would highly recommend anyone to get it. Best fun I've ever had.
That is
as a Wayne.
the views of Liam Whyte, not sitting and chatting podcast.
Telling you, it's a class board game. I'll bring it down for my grandson.
Listen, I'll take your word for it. But all I'm saying
We should play it one day.
no, I'm good. Honestly, for me, I'm out of the race here because
Where honestly would you pick? Because it's like...
the issue is based on Monopoly, and if we allow cards to be in the category,
I don't think you can include cards.
right, based on Monopoly, I love it, so I'd have it about here, but I've never played any other board games, so I couldn't...
I don't want to say they're shite, because like, see, to me, if like you just randomly hit me up one day, it was like, oh, you want to play a board game, I'd think it was weird, but I'd be happy to do it, and I'd be down to do it. It's one of those things of like, you do it once or twice a year, and you enjoy it during then, and then that's it, you leave it there. So, I think, just slightly past Nintendo would probably be fair.
On the shite side of it.
No, and quality would probably be fair. Right, and then the final one for this week. I think as well we should probably say going forward, we'll obviously have as well the guest input, but I mean, let's be honest, it doesn't matter what the guests think because it's you and me that get to decide final. Oh, okay. So I did say I put really random ones in here, okay?
Watch this be fucking biscuits. And I love it. Is it biscuits?
No, it's not biscuits, man. They're fucking
That'd be
bad.
fucking great.
The old landline. The old
I'm not
landline.
just change it to biscuits.
No, I can't change it. That's not in the picture. Landlines.
You know what?
Old
right?
phones.
I love the idea of being in like the Churchill advert. You mind that? You mind that?
Yeah, I do.
Amazing, right? But see, in terms of landlines, I remember being at my grand's house years ago, and she had one in the hallway, and my gran stayed in the big fucking bungalow.
Yeah.
So you used to walk through you'd walk through the kitchen, living room, dining room, and then into the hall.
Just to get to the phone.
Right, and this landline was just sat here on the table in the middle of
Yeah.
the hallway, and you had about fucking 8 rooms next to you and in the toilet, right? And you would just sit and I'd just fucking spin the wheel.
You've seen obviously I've got one as well, yeah.
You'd spin the wee thing and then it was fucking great to play with. But see, as a whole, because I've never used it, like as in to make a call,
Yeah.
I can't really make it.
I mean, I would genuinely say up until maybe I was about 15, I'd probably still use the landline, like to phone
That's
you on my phone.
fucking mad, by the way.
No, but like you've got to remember, I used to have really shitey phones. It's just like.
But wait a minute, I never had a phone until I was very near 18. So
Did you not?
no, I never had one through school. Now I always have to use everybody else's. If I ever wanted to do
Fuck's
anything.
sake.
Honestly, right, real talk. Like we've had the landlines. We've in the house. We've
Yeah.
never had the fucking.
Have you not had just like the regular like landline phone?
We've had the actual,
Yeah.
you know, the wee thing that sits in the docking station.
Aye.
But that was for my mum to phone my our mum
Yeah.
at like 9 o'clock at night. She would phone her, blah blah blah, chat for fucking 30 minutes, whatever. See you later. But I never used it. Do you know what I mean? And I always never like whenever it rang, I never ever answered it because like, you know what I mean?
See, I'm not like, see all these folk that always say like, I'm always like, I'll never answer a phone if I don't know who it is. I'm always fucking curious. I'm just like, who the fuck's phoning? I'll let me answer
Maybe some
it.
fucking scammer or some fucking.
Aye, well then that's even better because you get to tell them to fuck off. There's not many opportunities in life where you get a free pass to tell a complete stranger to fuck off.
I'd walk out the other night and tell anybody to fuck off. I'm not fucking bothered. Honestly. But see, the idea of them.
Yeah.
Spinning to get to 9, spinning to get to 9, spinning to get to 9.
It's pointless, but it's class. It's class.
For the for nostalgic point, yeah,
Aye.
top tier.
It's top tier.
And then the Churchill advert, top fucking tier.
Yeah.
But as a practical sense, utter shit.
The thing is, for nostalgia alone, I want to put it up here.
I back it because
you are back to absolutely shit house the list straight away on the first
right?
day.
The pros outweigh the cons here. Right? The pros of the nostalgic side of it is fucking brilliant.
It's
like, brilliant.
There is something like, I still love the fact my gran uses her landline as well. I love the fact that I know like every time like a phone like her, it's always to like the landline, just like, I feel like I'm phoning an important person when I speak to them on the landline.
I know.
Right, but I can't believe we're shit house that, but that's good.
No,
No, if we're shit house it.
Move Graham along then.
Okay, fair.
Because we can't have it behind Graham, you know, this one. You never thought of this food, did you?
No, not entirely. There we go.
Fucking one yet there.
Right.
That will totally show you how to start.
The list is fucked on day one.
Thanks for joining us here because we are getting cancelled.
Put landline. The only thing we're paying shite on week one is musicals.
You know something, I actually want to take it off, rip it up and never see it again because that's how fucking bad it is. It deserves a category of its own. Utter manure.
I've enjoyed that though, that was good fun. It'll be fun to go, but I think we'll need to cut down how many. No, don't fucking move it. No, put it back, you take.
There we go.
I'm moving that back.
Honestly, I knew it's fucking perfect.
No.
In fact,
no, just fucking stop moving it back. You're being right because the blue taxi gets stuck to the board. Stop moving it, you fucking bastard.
that's about right. So, let's recap real quick.
Oh yeah, actually, because they might not be able to see
In
from
the
there.
top tier of quality, right? Now this is a top tier, right?
Top.
We've got the Bond franchise.
Yep.
Utter fucking brilliant. And then we've got grime music just behind it.
The level with landlines.
Also, in the quality tier, at the top, we have the nostalgic old landlines that you find in the Churchill adverts. Unfucking believable. Just behind it in the quality, we've got YouTube groups.
Yeah. But
Be it-
basically Sidemen.
Be it Sidemen, aye. Then just behind that, we've then got TV panel shows, such as like 8 out of 10 Cats, and Mock the Week. Just under that, probably on par with it, we've then got sitcoms such as Friends, The Big Bang Theory, and then obviously in the UK side, we've got Only Fools and Horses, Vicar of Dibley. Then behind that, we've got board games, primarily on Monopoly.
Yeah.
Was one I've played.
I think that's fair. I think that's everyone's go-to anyway.
Aye, 100%. Then obviously just behind that, just beating the shite mark, so just in quality, is the Nintendo franchise, well, business, which
Yeah.
company,
Company,
Nintendo company. You know, we put them just over the mark of shite because they've brought out 3 recognisable consoles that's led the way for PlayStation and Xbox to become what they are.
Yeah.
Now, just in the shite category, we've then got
Which will be getting moved.
the Serie A as a league is in the shite category because it's now shite. And that's it. Nah, away back in the shite.
I don't even know if that's even on the camera. Is that fucking far down?
Just here. Maybe it's not on the camera. So, just in there. Away out that door there, right? Out that door, we have plays and musical plays, which are utter shite. So it's got its own category of not being seen in the camera for good reason. So that recaps the 10 categories we've done.
It's a shite quality wall. This is it. Quality shite or shite quality wall?
Quality, shite quality.
Shite quality sounds better, doesn't it?
Shite quality board for this week.
Yep. But I mean, we'll spoil for next week. We've got obviously Gio coming on. He will be here. His opinion will not matter, but we appreciate him coming on anyway.
Aye, and you know, we could take part in the shite quality wall. We'll probably nip it at 5 next week. We'll not have the full 10.
Yeah, no. Keep
Because you know
cutting.
that's fucking wild. We could revisit
Also,
10
I need
again.
to whack the printer out again, clearly, because
Well,
judging on this will be a lot.
We'll revisit the 10 at a later stage.
Yeah.
You know, the big episode.
You know, it'll be fun, like, you know, like specials and that, maybe like Christmas one, we'll do an extended one or something like that. But yeah, that's a wee recap. Now, back to the important things. It's coming Rome, it's coming Rome, football's coming Rome. So,
And it appears we're out of time for this. Ladies and gentlemen.
So, just a wee recap, Euro 2020, what a competition. Loved every second of it. Recently ended. Now, Jamie...
It took them a whole year to finish it.
I don't know.
Embarrassing.
I don't know.
When they catch me winning that.
Now, Jamie was very kind and gracious to host us round at his for the game. There was a few English supporters and there was a few Italian supporters. The occasional button of heads, but not too bad. Kept it mostly calm.
Andrew was truly gutted.
I know, I can see. And it was fucking beautiful. I loved every second of that.
He was truly gutted. Of
Andrew,
course,
if you're watching this, get it up here, you fucking bastard.
George was understandably gutted.
He was more gutted, I think, when he went home and realised what had happened, because he felt fine on the night, I think, and then he went home and he just went off on Facebook.
This is
I woke up in the morning to see like there was about fucking 40 messages in the group chat between him and Bradley about 6 in the morning.
I was disappointed. I'd like to have seen them win it,
Yeah.
but it wasn't to be. You know, and as a recap of the tournament, honestly, it was shite.
No, the tournament?
The tournament wasn't great.
No, that's harsh. The group stages weren't great. The
tournament wasn't great.
No, you're just
there
saying that because they lost.
No, genuinely, there was about 3 good games that I remember.
Harsh.
So, the first big game was France-Germany.
Yeah,
And
okay,
it couldn't
that's
have been
pish,
any
yeah.
more disappointing, right?
That's fair.
Then the next big game
Germany, Portugal was
Germany.
class.
was average. It was an alright game.
That was a good.
What was the game where there was 2 games in the one night?
So it was Spain, Croatia, and then France, Switzerland.
Switzerland. That made the tournament, they 2 games alone. See if that was a semi-final and then a final,
Yeah.
you would think we've just watched a stottery of tournament.
Aye.
See, because it was 1-0s, 2-1s, 2-0, 1-0.
No, but think about it as well though. You also had the Belgium Italy game. That was class.
Belgium were phenomenal.
Yeah, we didn't obviously watch the England Ukraine one, but that was quite good apparently.
Very one-sided though.
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't matter if it's one side. It'll still be a good game.
The overall tournament was average.
Spain, Slovakia as well.
I would say it's
No, like, my way of thinking about it is think about the previous Euros, think back to 2016, that was a poor tournament, this was an upgrade on that. Like, if I was to rate it out of 10...
Portugal winning it made it go. You know.
No, that's literally, and I'm not joking here, the one memorable moment from that tournament. Do you remember anything else about that?
No,
Jim?
but I think the Euros in general is a poorer tournament.
Than the World Cup?
Aye.
Obviously it is, but it's...
It's no obvious, because like, for example, the football that gets played in the Europa League, in comparison to the Champions League, sometimes better.
Yeah.
But the Champions League is a more recognisable tournament. But, you know, I watched games in the Europa League 2 years ago effectively now. Games were quality. And then in the Champions League it was kind of dull, boring. And like last Champions League was great, because you didn't know what was happening.
Yeah.
It was all over the place. And that's what made that tournament good. But for me, maybe it was an upgrade to 2016, but for me I still expected a lot more of the tournament. The one thing that made this tournament was Scotland obviously getting there, because that was big for the country, and being a part of it was a bit mad. I mean, like, obviously walking in,
Genuinely, like, so when I had all used rounds, like, for that England game,
aye.
like, genuinely I felt so happy, like, I hadn't felt that happy in so long. It was such a great feeling of just, like, I know, like, obviously we take piss, like, because, like, you know, you came, like, your British flag, so did France, this and that. But it was actually really good vibes, and I know it was a 0-0 at the end of the day, but...
It was a boring game, but it was still the occasion made it what it was.
Yeah, and it's that thing of getting back to normality a bit. I do think part of the thing that hindered it and also made it better was it being in different countries. I think if it was in just one country, you'd see, like, the
I
full
don't know.
effect.
Like, I was speaking to my dad about this. I thought that was a good idea, and I would actually think about taking it on as a permanent idea. See, I like the idea. See, COVID, right? COVID isn't here tomorrow, right?
Yes!
Right. Next year, it's in Qatar. Now, we've had a say on this, but let's just recap real quick what's going on.
If Scotland get there, it's pretty good, I'm not gonna lie.
Scotland could get to Qatar 2022 World Cup, right?
In December.
Thousands of Scottish fans, in fact, maybe even a million Scottish fans.
That's not good. There's only 6 million of us.
Right, but let's say a million travel. Let's just say mental, right?
Qatar.
Fucking
Qatar Airways are getting the best bit. They're listening to this like, holy shit.
Qatar Army travels in their numbers to watch Scotland in the first World Cup since 1998, and they can't have a smidget of liquor.
Yeah.
They can't drink.
Yeah.
They can't smoke. They can't fucking...
They say they can't, you know what's going to happen. They will do it, and you will see the country goes off their tits.
No, but that's the thing, they can't do it. Because they can't get alcohol in.
No, see, part of me thinks they actually can, right? Because, like, in a similar way to Russia, you mind when they went there and everyone was, like, feared for their lives, like, thinking, oh my god, this is going to be fucking insane, like, you know, people are going to get beaten up constantly, you know, you're not going to be allowed to do this and that. But it was actually well run. And I think, obviously, because of that, they were wise to the fact, actually, do you know what, the world media is going to be here for, like, a month. We need to make sure that we look as friendly as possible. Part of me thinks, although it won't be legal, like, providing the people that do it out in plain view in front of everyone.
How are they going to get it in? Because the country as a whole does not. It's a dry country.
Trust me, when it comes to Scotland and alcohol, then they try and test them.
We can joke and fucking laugh at it here, but it's going to be impossible.
It's going to be like 1930s bootleggers like in America.
They're never going to get it in past that security.
Someone's got stuff like balls of vodka, like have like vodka socks in their shoes going in the plane over. People are going to be smuggling in like it's cocaine or something.
But let's hope they do get there for the football aspect in the country as a whole to be happy again. Because this year alone is, obviously
it's improved.
It's been hindered by COVID, of course, but as a whole, people are happy because they're walking about the Scotland tops because we've qualified for a major tournament. And if that happens again next year, come to think of it, it's going to be the exact same, if not bigger. But just people who do travel to Qatar won't have as good a time as if they were travelling to Portugal.
I think potentially though it might make the actual country better, if that makes sense. Because I think you'll see, because of that and because of where it is, I'm not sure a lot of people will travel. So as a result, and fingers crossed, hopefully to fuck things are better by then. But you might see bigger fan parks and I know it'll be December, but fuck it, I'm sure it'll still be a good laugh.
We'll see what happens.
And who knows? Maybe we'll do a sitting chant from Qatar. Could you imagine? Could you imagine that?
Unbelievable.
Right, I'm going to stop that camera. What an angelic voice. Right. Ready? 3, 2, 1. But yeah, what the fuck is that? This cunt's trying to shag the mic, man.
I was saying that a wee sing song, he'll leave it in for you.
Yeah, anyway, just going back, obviously, this is good because it feels more normal again. Changes are meant to come Monday, COVID-wise. Can you see it coming?
No.
Also, with your phone off the desk at the moment.
For fuck's sake, Susan.
Cheers.
No, is it fucking? Let's be honest, right? It'll come.
And then it'll go back.
It'll go back. They just need to let it play out, But
I think they are. I think the good thing is as well, I mean, you see, I don't know if any of your mates that have had it, but I know Graham, obviously, respect, has had it now as well. I know my wee cousins had it. I'm knowing more and more people now to have it, but thankfully, they're fine because they've been vaccinated or they're taking the right precautions. Which I suppose back at the start, people either didn't know what they were or they were being fans about it, basically.
I mean, Dylan's had it.
Oh yeah, fuck as well, I forgot. Third co-host, Dylan.
He's
Rest in peace.
Always remembered.
Is he still well?
Yeah. He's fucking up his elbow, right? He's fucking.
He's listening to that, like, fuck you, Jamie, fuck you.
He knows his place. But aye, you're right. More people that I know of getting it, had it. And like you say, are lucky enough to get past it. But it's going to be here for a wee while, let's be honest. It's been here for a while, and it's going to be here for another wee while. So, it'll change on Monday, and then it'll go tits up on Tuesday. So.
Well, the thing is though, what actually changes them, because that's what I was a wee bit confused about, because, I mean, everywhere goes to level 0, so you can travel anywhere, I get that's the main difference.
Like everybody's not been doing it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie here, I've not exactly had the time to fucking go to Aberdeen, say, nor would I want to, but,
Exactly.
I mean, can't happen, I mean, Lewis today, for example, is just down in Leeds, I mean, it's just that thing of, what's the difference anyway?
Aye, fuck it at the end of the day. But, for situations like having no face masks.
I mean, that'll be ages, that wouldn't even be maybe this year.
But it's
before we see
no,
that.
is it? Because Big Boris wants to implement that straight away.
But get rid of face masks.
Aye, which is
the cunt's mental. The cunt is mental.
Aye, mate, you know what? I'd invite him on this, because I think he'd be a fucking great laugh. Imagine getting a baby on him. Oh, what a man. It would be fucking some laugh. He'd just be sat there and fucking, he's be fucking, how fucking brilliant, man.
I think you and me might say something that wouldn't go down too well.
Nah, I'd shake his hand and make peace with him.
You know that take.
But having said that, he's not coming here, let's be honest.
Yeah, I don't think he's very welcome north of the border somewhat.
Phil. But if he tries to get rid of his face mask early doors, it's going to be a bit of a fucking madness. Crazy business. But hey.
You think it's a bit worrying as well. I mean, it is like it's meant to be Monday. It comes in. We still don't technically know if this is going ahead or not.
Fuck it, you know what I mean? They've been half-arsed on everything anyway, so what's another couple of days going to do? Absolutely fuck all. Just get it fucking... You know what? Take the mask off and let's go for it. Get the clubs open, let's go.
You're fucking... Could you imagine, right? Could you imagine if clubs came back tomorrow night, but you had to wear a face mask?
Nah, fuck that.
Could you imagine you'd actually fucking pass out?
Get the clubs back tomorrow, is what I say. I back that notion. But fuck the face mask. I say we just go for it, you know what I mean? Fuck it.
Like you're just happy, fuck it.
Fuck it. Just get everything vaccinated.
If only, I think that's what they're trying at the moment.
Nah, date in due course, obviously. You had, how many jobs you had?
One.
One.
You had one as well.
Aye, fucking ruined me as well.
Well, it didn't ruin me as badly as you, but I was out of it for about 3 days.
Aye, it's fucking bad crack, but
There is though, like, see our folk that have had it, only you, me and Duncan that I know that have had it have been fucked for it, basically.
Duncan...
Like my flatmate Duncan.
Aye, my Duncan had it, he had it bad as well. He was in Afghanistan.
You're saying he's your husband, Mad Duncan?
My Duncan, yeah.
Mad Duncan.
He had it bad as well when he was in Afghanistan,
Yeah,
so... It's mad to be honest, because the Jag does take it out of you a bit.
Does the second one get fucked you over as well, do you think?
I don't know, I fucking hope not.
I don't know.
Because, you know, fuck that.
Yeah.
But apparently the second one's worse.
Great.
But if you feel really bad symptoms in the first, you're fine for the second.
Yeah, so it's like because your body's used to it.
Aye, so basically when I went with my Jag, the wee wife who was saying to me that basically they're injecting COVID into you.
Yeah, that's
So
how it
you-
works. If
so-
you get a wee bit of COVID into you, so your
So
body
you get
fights it.
so you get the symptoms and understand what it's got to. Now, the other fucking shite that they fire into you is meant to fight it. And then basically when you phone them up and you say, I'm fucked, they go, that's just your body, that's just your body struggling to fight it.
So basically what we've taken from this is that we're wee bitches and they can't handle a wee bit of COVID.
Fuck it. Time off work and that, eh?
You've been fucking off work for about 4 months at this rate, honestly.
Enough for fucking 5 days in the country since I'm on.
You've been off for 2 weeks.
I was in last week. I
Lies.
was in Wednesday, Thursday last week.
I didn't believe this.
No, I'll tell you a lie. I was in Wednesday at the EE Cup. Thursday.
That's not you working.
That was work.
What, you got paid for that?
Aye.
That's fucking disgraceful to play football for 2
Aye.
hours. That's fucking
I got
disgraceful.
paid for it. So I was working Wednesday.
Do you want to explain what the EE Cup is to those? They might think, you know,
It's
what's
not
this
EE Cup, I
prestigious?
said it wrong. It's
It's
called the Consumer Cup, but it's basically just...
Is this replacing the Iron Brew Cup in Scotland?
Effectively. Better talent anyway. We went there on the Thursday. That was a good laugh. Almost got caught by a speed camera. Never.
Jamie never speeds.
I never, but I was
It's literally a fucking, I know I've told you this before, but it's literally a fucking miracle you've never been caught.
No, not at all. I was 45 on a 40, shat it a bit, seen the lines, hit the brakes, softed, no hassle.
How long ago was that?
Fucking last week.
You might, it's 2
No,
weeks.
I never flashed though.
Ah, right,
Do you know what
okay.
I mean? It was the ones that flashed, so I was blessed there. But honestly,
Yeah.
it was a great experience, good laugh.
So like, who takes part in this then?
It's just, well, you build your own team based on people you know and around.
So providing you work in a phone shop, you can do it.
No, it's EV effectively.
Ah, right.
So there is a cup for that though. Like when we play Vodafone, Sky, and usual play us, like that sort of.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right, well, I can't mind what the cup's called or when it's on, but that's in the side.
Yeah.
It was a good laugh. I enjoyed it, and I got paid for it, so you can't whack it. So I was working Wednesday, Thursday.
That's all work.
I've been
None of
off-
your patch.
I've been off since. So,
Lazy little
I've been off
bastard.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
Lazy
Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
little bastard.
Listen, the jealousy doesn't suit you.
I mean, I know, I'm jealous.
Doesn't suit you?
I've been fucking working stupid hours in this heat, man.
Oh, fucking don't even.
To be fair,
the aircon in
and-
our shop's fucking.
yeah, no, to be fair, and genuinely, in all honesty, I genuinely forget it's nice outside, because obviously you can't see, like, the windows, there's no, like, outside windows, like, in our shops, so I can't tell what it's like outside, and I've got the aircon on at full blast, so it's just, like, feels like a normal Scottish day.
The cunts coming sweating and fucking.
I know.
And you're just like,
Aye, what's the problem?
oh, somebody got a sweater. You know, it's
Do
fucking.
you know what's well the worst part is, right? In our shop the other day, you know, when it's, you know, it was full 26 degrees outside, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, fuck me, it's really hot. And then I waited another like minute and I'm like, me and everyone in the shop's like dripping in sweat, just like, yeah, what the fuck's going on? It's the aircon broken, like panicking. Just like go over like to the lassie who's working closest to the door, like, oh, like, are you not feeling like the heat or that? She's like, nah, I turned off the aircon. I'm like, are you fucking mental? In this heat wave in Scotland, you've turned off the aircon? I'm about to fucking melt in my chair.
So you've done it back on.
Oh, full blast. She was there shivering in her chair, jumping on.
What does yours go down to?
16.
Oh,
What does yours go down to?
14. Fucking. It breaks it, but fuck it. It's fucking great.
Honestly, to be fair, you don't need it lower. And you see how much I struggle with the heat, and even I'm like
Aye.
comfortable in that.
Ours 18's bad. Like, that's freezing.
Yeah, oh really? Yeah.
We put it to 18 and I swear you'd be like stiff nips. Like,
Well, the thing is, like we have it upstairs as well, like in our conference room. And like, see when I'm going in for like my lunch, I always sitting there. I'm shitting you not. Like the one upstairs must be so much better than the one downstairs though. I turn it on, I sit down, I open up my food. I'm freezing cold, and you go back up and turn it off, and then the whole room's cold for half an hour. Class.
Delightful.
I know.
Great times.
I would love it. Like, why isn't the aircon? Like, I'm not being funny here. I ken Scotland, I'm not piss taking aside, I ken Scotland's mostly fucking freezing, right? But why is there no aircon in any buildings in Scotland, like, in like
For
homes
that
and
very
that?
reason.
No, but like, I'm not taking the piss, right? But I would genuinely pay a lot more money on my rent if like this place came with like aircon like installed.
Aye.
And I wasn't having to use a fucking shitty £9 fan that I can't feel any wind if I flew over here.
Aye. Granted. If this place had aircon right now, this podcast would be going on for 3 hours.
Yeah, no. It's the same as well, like, see like in my car now as well, because like...
I sit in my car now.
Well, that's it, my car doesn't have aircon anymore, so I am dying every single day.
My
man.
car's got aircon and it's
Oh.
fucking amazing. Honestly, see last night about 3 o'clock in the morning, I was struggling to breathe, it was that hot. Walked out into the car, turned the aircon on, put the tap off, drove about for 20 minutes. Fucking delightful.
If the
man.
police seen you just sweating the tap off at 3 in the morning, they must have been like, right, what drug dealers we
I
got
fucking
here?
despise the heat with everything I fucking believe.
Ah, no, like you and me are both bad.
I'd love to be, I'd rather be cold than be hot.
Sweet. Oh yeah, 100%.
Because you can be warmer and you can't be colder.
Yeah. See as well the other day, so like speaking again about like normality and all this, went to the beach for the first time in about 2 years, if you don't include Jersey the other day there. Fucking class. However, fuck me, it was a weird experience, right? Because for any of us that know the wonderful Burnt Island, it's one of the few glorious places in Fife.
One of the only places in Fife.
No, they're in Ely, so there's two. I mean, it's not much, granted, but that's about population wise. That's about 1,000 people that live there
Too
are in
many.
a good place.
1,000 people too many.
But I know. So like, see, we're going up there and travelling up, right? So like, I booked this like weeks in advance, right? And everyone was giving me the shite in the group chat. It's gonna rain. The weather's gonna be pish. And I'm like, no. What's it?
Booked what?
Like I just like told, because I'm like the organiser for like my schoolmates, so I'm just like, right, we're going to the beach this weekend. It's the one Saturday I get off. We're gone. And they're like, Liam, you're fucking insane. It's going to be cold. It's going to be windy. It's going to be raining. I'm like, no, just have faith. Just have faith. It's going to be nice. And if anything, it was too nice. So we arrived there about 11:30 or that. Got the towels out. Lying, relaxing in the sun. Beach is relatively empty. even the lifeguards have got the music playing. It's class. Bright blue skies, 20 degrees. That was when the problem started, because then it got too nice and the ferry just came. Now, if you've never been to Burnt Island before, you've got the beach, and then about 50 yards behind it, you've got like a grass area where the fair goes. Now, about 2 o'clock, we decided, you know, could do with a wee bit of scran. We like went for it. We noticed the beach was a wee bit busy, but it wasn't like packed random.
Yeah.
Like, so we got up, we walked through there. Holy fucking shit, the place was rammed. I am talking maybe 20,000 people on this one bit of grass. I'm shitting you not, genuinely about that number, right?
Mm-hmm.
No cunts wearing a mask, like, it just felt so like me and like James, when we were walking down there, like, this is like so fucking weird, like, because part of me was like, oh, it felt great to like be normal, and then that feeling left in about 2 seconds. You know, you always see like these folk on Twitter joking like, oh, when I go back to normality I'm going to be so weird and awkward, and you're always like, fuck off. But I actually felt like that when I went, just like, what the fuck did I do with myself? Like, you know, I'm walking behind like queues of folk and I'm trying to get past and there's folk blocking you, and I'm like, this is like strange.
No.
And then to make it even worse, right, so then after that we decided, we couldn't find any scran in this place, so we're like, right, okay, we know there's like a chip shop in the edge of the town, we'll go there. It turns out, actually, to be fair to Burnt Island, for how small a place it is, there's about a takeaway every 20 yards away. However, I'm not shitting you, every single one had like a queue of about 30 people going out it.
Mm-hmm.
We ended up walking 2 miles into the town to find somewhere. We eventually get to the one place that doesn't have a queue outside it, right? It's the dodgiest looking place. It was like, it had like a Just Eat sign outside it, right? But like all the letters had fallen off the place, and it's just like, you just went in and that, and it's just like,
Fife.
yeah, nah, you went in and that was more Fife, like, that felt like I was properly in Fife. I'd left like the nice bit and now I was there. And when I went in there, it was just like, it was just like a case of, like, when I went in there, yeah, there was like 2 members of staff and they were cleaning, and they were like, oh, you alright, like, what can we do for you? We're like, yeah, well, until you order like a big order, is that fine? Like, yeah, we don't open for an hour and a half, but like, if it's a big order, we'll serve you now. Clearly desperate for like the money and that. So like, we send our order, and of course, like, they hadn't even turned on the lights in this place yet. And like, I'm not shitting you, they turned on the oven, and the light blew in like the oven. It's like, well, this is gonna be some quality. Now, just before that, I had spent about an hour in the sea with the guys, you know, just enjoying myself, you know, playing a bit of, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Went on holiday, went in Rome.
Well.
But yeah, it turned out, right, because I'd been so de-acclimatised to places like the beach, then started to feel kind of ill, realised I'd probably drank about 5 gallons of seawater in that time. And I was in fucking pieces. Like, my chest was fucking killing me. I had ruined myself by an hour in the sea. This is what being back to normal does for you. Like, I'd killed my body within like fucking 2 hours of just being on the beach.
So what did you then do?
I literally couldn't eat anything. Like, I smelled a chip and I thought it was going to Whyte. So I ordered food for everyone, and then I couldn't fucking eat anything. Class. I will give it to them though. By the sounds of it, it tasted good and it was really cheap. So
did you leave soon after, or?
So then, so the problem was as well then, so our boss was having a leave night at work. We were meant to do an escape room, so then I had to drive back anyway, so I left about like 5:30. By that time the sea was fully in anyway, so I couldn't get back on the beach, so like, fuck it, let's leave. Got to the pub and I was just sitting there like this and this. And the classic, my boss was saying, have a pint, it'll make you feel better. I was just like, And to be fair to him, it fully did. I felt class afterwards. So, if anything, kids, alcohol's great. Drink
Stay in school.
more. No, drink more.
Stay in school.
I've been drinking for 10 years,
Drink
and I have
water,
came
stay in
out.
school.
I have turned out to
Stay
be
in
an
school.
incredible human being.
Honestly, stay in school, drink water, eat your veg, and always remember, no surrender. It's always the things to live by.
Fine in Rome.
When in Rome, hide your kids.
But yeah, no. Have you ever done an escape room, by the way?
No, I've seen it obviously in Sidemen. I've seen a few others.
So we done a bank heist to rob the Stirling Bank. I will say, to be fair to them, they done it up. It did actually look like a proper bank until there was a vault with gold in it at the end. But I mean, the actual outside actually looked like a reception at a bank. I think I solved about 2 clues in the full hour I was there.
That's quality stuff.
Thanks, appreciate it. You know, then the rest of the time I was pretty much sitting there watching people go, this is how we do it, and you know, they're all competitive as fuck, wanting to like get this on the leaderboard. But the best thing about it was, right, so before we went in they said like, right, so when the timer runs out you have to run out as fast as you can with anything you think of as valuable, right? So obviously buzzer goes at the end. We've opened most of like the money boxes, we didn't open all of them, but like we took out everything that we could, yeah. Get to the end and then they're like counting up the money and they're like having a look and seeing in there what we've taken now. In the actual room, so like it's like a regular like reception room, a door, like an office, and then like a vault with like, you know, money boxes in it. So then there's like, you know, bags of like cash, there's like jewellery, there's like paintings and all that. So we take all of that out, we're thinking pretty good for ourselves, and they count it up and they're like, oh, you've made 180 grand or whatever. Look on the leaderboard, we're like 5th on the leaderboard. Class, you know, done well. I mean, they done well, I've done fuck all, but you know, they done. Yeah. And they were like, yeah, the one thing is though, you did leave a big chunk of money, and we were thinking, oh shit, like, were we meant to take like the laptops there or something like that? And like, no, you missed something more obvious. I'm like, what? They like then walk us into the safe, and obviously we think it's like there's 2 money boxes that we haven't opened, so we think that's it. And the guy just looks and points at the table in the middle of the room. There was a table with fake gold bars on it, and somehow we had nicked things like like keys and no thought to take the gold. We were like, ah. But the thing was though, because it looked so fake, I never thought about it.
How much more would that have got you?
£100,000.
Which would have took you away in the leaderboards?
3rd. By 4 grand as well.
What one was it you went to?
So one in Stirling is beside Fubar. Which I haven't done before. It was a good laugh. I would say though, if you are thinking of doing anything like these in the future, make sure you're with a load of smart people. And also, if you are with a load of smart people, beware, you probably will only get a word in for about an hour. So, I don't know, maybe take a pint with you or something.
Or water.
With vodka.
And cranberry juice.
That's a good combo, to be fair, and I can respect that. Yeah, have you got anything exciting planned then coming up? You know, now that we can go places again?
No.
Blown bastard.
I mean, I was looking to go to the Rangers Real Madrid game.
Oh yeah.
The friendly.
When's that?
Next week. So tomorrow we play Arsenal. Who Hibs beat last
I know, by the way. Fucking big up Hibs, by the way. Full respect. I had
fucking Martin Boyle.
I know. I had no respect for Hibs before this, but now I have all the respect.
I still need respect for him. So I've obviously tried to go to the Rangers Real Madrid game.
Yep.
Of course, in Los Blancos. I should be excited. Other than that, fuck all. Absolute fuck all. Just unfortunately counting down the days to go back to the shy hole.
You're not talking about the podcast, so take it.
No. No, we'll see what happens though.
Yeah.
You know, Wednesday's a long time away.
Indeed.
Which is unfortunate, so.
Right. Well, if you've got nothing to add then, shall we end it here?
Aye, to get us out of this fucking heat wave that
Heat wave, I know. Next week we'll have a fellow Englishman on, so I'm really looking forward to Wednesday, is all I can say. I'm really looking forward to it. Just because,
the
you know,
whole podcast's going to be about football if you start your pitch. So next week, we'll not be talking about football.
I mean, we are. There's literally no getting around it.
Whatever.
Yeah, but well, as you can see, I hope you enjoyed our new segment. I enjoyed it a lot. I hope you enjoyed looking at our wonderful faces, not through a Zoom call for once as well. Jamie being back on the proper mic. And obviously next week we'll have the guests back in person. But until then, I've been Liam Whyte.
I've been Jamie Allan.
We'll catch us next week. Goodbye.
We talk football and current events, sitting and chatting with the very best guests, with two Scottish boys and we're loving it. So if you like witty banter, check the former #1 podcast on iTunes. Sitting and chatting.